Hi guys, this is going to be my 6 Samurai Primer number 3. I'm going to go over the updates for the 6 Samurai deck from Primer number 1 and what I did to make my way to Platinum 1. So pretty much you're going to need hand traps to get a Platinum 1. In our previous videos I told you guys that the previous build of the deck just got me stuck on Platinum 3. And I mean, if I could have grinded with that same deck and gotten to Platinum 1, but the games will just be miserable, and with miserable games, it just doesn't make you want to play the game. So I grinded for a little bit, opened some packs, dismantled some cards, and was able to afford some ultra rares, and then finished up the deck. So what's the new additions to the deck? So we have one effect Veiler, we have our play set of Crossout Designator now, one Infinite Impermanence, and one Call by the Grave. And the reason why we're just running a bunch of these one utility cards is because of our Crossout Designators. If we go first, we want all of these one-ofs in our deck. If we go second, and then we want all of these one-ofs in our hands. So if you're going second, Crossout Designator doesn't do anything for you. All the hand traps do though. If you're going first, you want Crossout Designator in your hands and all of the hand traps and monsters in our deck. Call by the Grave in our deck as well. Call by the Grave, you could just set it to if you're going first, to help you out. Just in case you can stop just in case our hand breaks and we can somehow stop our opponent's graveyard shenanigans. But like I said, it's you just added more hand traps, literal trap card too, to help us combat going second. It was just like I said, Platinum 1s, they all meta decks, so you're not going to run into any deck. I mean, I wouldn't say you're not going to. You will occasionally play against like Platinum 5 and stuff, but if you're playing against a Platinum 1 person, you're gonna need your deck to be as streamlined as possible. For the extra deck, I didn't change anything. You could probably get rid of Unicorn and play another Daigusto Emerald if you want to do the Trisholo loop, but then I was like, that's fine. Sometimes Unicorn wins me the game too, so everything's still pretty much the same. I could see getting rid of this Squire, but I just love going to Barkion and Beast here, so I can't get rid of it. Alright, so our first opening hand, this is pretty straightforward since we already have Gateway in our hand. Assuming that the opponent doesn't have any interruptions, we'll be fine. Even going second, we have one disruption. We could be fine going second with this hand as well. But going first, I just want us to think about what we're going to be doing before we do it, so that we are very familiar with the deck. Some people just kind of go with the flow and play Goldfish or Solitaire with the deck, but let's think about our plays first. So, Smoke Signal, what are we going to get? So we have Shinai and Mizuho, and then we already have Fuma in our hand, and we have Hatsume, but it looks like we could get Hatsume out of our deck, since we won't be special summoning it with this Sword, because since we have no equipped spell card, we're probably going to go into Kizaru, and that seems to be the play. Alright, so we're gonna take out our Hatsume. Use the effect. So if this with our hand and this gets Veilered, then our turn just ends. There's not much we can do about that. So what we can do now is we're gonna go into Assault first so that we can build up our Bushido counters. We're always going to get Kageki if we use Kageki beforehand. That because we can no longer special summon or normal summon it. We'll do 4, and like we said, we're gonna get Kizaru. And with Kizaru, you can either get red or blue, so Shinai or Mizuho. I always like grabbing the Shinai. And then from here, we can go into our Battle Shogun. So for this first hand, I'm just gonna show you the whole combo out. With our other opening hands, we're just going to be going through the first initial bit of what we can do with our opening hands, because after this point, it's pretty much all the same. Then we'll fetch out our Kizans. Then we're gonna go into Shadow, and then number 76. And with number 76, we're probably gonna draw. We don't need to special summon since we already have 2 Bushido spell counters out. And the more you play with this deck, the more used to the deck you'll be, and the plays will come fluid. Because when I first started playing this deck, I was a little bit confused about, okay, when do I do this? Sometimes I would run out of Bushido counters because I wouldn't be able to manage it that well. Alright, and now we're gonna go into number 86. Sorry, not number 86. Number 60. I'm getting ahead of myself. And with this impermanence in our hand, it's gonna could be another negate, and I mean, we could just set it now. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so number 60. Alright, so let's draw with him since we don't need to special summon. Alright, so we do have cross out. So at this point, since we drew this, if they Nibiru'd us, then they would have done it already. But if they had max C'd us and we did our combo and drew this, then we would have at least 1 protection. Alright, so here we're gonna go into Kizan and then Grandmaster, and then we're gonna go into Saryuja. Let's get that out of our deck. Alright, so what are we looking to draw with Saryuja? Probably nothing. Maybe another Bushido spell card to just speed up the process. Let me go ahead and thin my deck of 2 more 6 Samurai cards, so that when we filter our hands with Saryuja, that it'll be a lot better. So we'll get our red and blue out of our deck. Alright. So what are we gonna draw? Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna say Velar. So if we were going first, Velar would be good too. That's good disruption. So I'm gonna get rid of 1 Mizuho, 1 Dojo, and 1 Shinai. And then I'm gonna go ahead and search back up one of the brothers. Let's do Shinai. Alright, so we're gonna use Saryuja, special summon the Shinai. Okay, don't do that. You want to put your dojo first. Okay, so from here, we're pretty much set up. I'm gonna special summon out my Shinai to the side over here. So this is the one that I'm just gonna keep until we go into number 75 here. So we can go to Appaloosa. Alright, so then we're gonna grab our Kizan. And then we're gonna go into a 4 material number 75. If we didn't have a dojo here already, then with Saryuja, I would have gotten my Fuma, special summon it, get my Kizan, and then go into Crystron Hauki Fibrex to get my Squire out of the deck. Alright, so where were we? We gatewayed, right? So we're gonna get our Mizuho. Or Shinai. Then we'll grab our other Shinai. Alright, where are you, Mizuho? Alright, so 4 material. You could go 2, you could go 3, it's fine, but I'm not. Before then, I was like 4 material, it's kind of overkill, but I might as well do it now. It doesn't really cost me anything not to do it. Then we're gonna go into our Grandmaster, and the reason why we're doing that is because at this point, this board can no longer special summon any 6 samurais because there's only Kizan. So we need our Grandmaster on the board. Alright, now we're going to special summon all of our Kizans. And then we're going to go into number 86. And make sure that when you go into Rongo, you only do 2 materials. If you go into 3 or more, if you go into 3, then you can't target it. I mean, you can target it with number 75, but its effect's gonna get negated because he won't be affected by other monster effects. All right, so let's attach it to that. And then with our dojo, we're gonna go get our Squire now. And then we're gonna go into Nataria Beast. And then use Gateway's special summon ability to bring back out the Squire. Then we're going to go into Barkion. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead, and since we have 6 Bushido counters left, we're going to special summon back out the Shadow. If you don't have enough Bushido counters, don't worry about it because our board is already set up. Alright, so with this board, we have 4 monster negates. Our opponent cannot special summon for 3 turns. We can negate 14 spell cards since we have 7 spell cards since we have 14 in our deck. We can negate 8 trap cards, and we still have a 6 samurai on the board if next turn we want to go into like Grandmaster or our other plays for whatever reason. We do have our infinite impermanence down here too, and we have an effect failure. So essentially we have what? 8, 15, 19, 20, 21 negates. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's let's do another hand and see what we have. Alright, so this is our second opening hand. This is pretty good. This is pretty much our most straightforward hand. We even have a Call by the Grave just in case they do Ash Blossom. If they max C us, don't Call by the Grave the max C, just let the max C, because the 6 Samurai deck is really, they're not punished for the max C. Unless the opponent draws Nibiru, then yes, but... So with this hand, we Rhoda for Kageki, and we pretty much got our combo, so let's think about what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do Tempo first, and then Kageki into Kizaru. If we Kageki and they Ash Blossom, we'll do Call by the Grave. Sorry, not Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, then we'll Call by the Grave. If they Ash Blossom or Kizaru, then we'll just let them Ash Blossom or Kizaru. Doesn't really matter. So, yeah, so we will go to Kageki into Kizaru. Kizaru will get us our either red or blue, it doesn't matter. And then we will go into Isolde. And then from Isolde, we'll get, this time, since we have Kizaru in our graveyard already, we will get our Hatsume. And then, actually, with this Kizaru, we're gonna get Legendary first. Yeah, we'll get Legendary first with Kizaru. That way, when we special summon our Hatsume off it is sold, and then we can special summon out the Legendary. So that is our line. So after that, everything is pretty much the same. So, Temple, Kageki, alright, and then we're gonna get Legendary. If we did have, if Kizan and Call by the Grave were equipped spell cards, then we wouldn't get the Legendary. Alright, and we can go into Isolde. And with Isolde's effect, we're gonna get our Kageki out of our deck. And then with our special summon ability, we can do 3. I always save the Durendal because we can still get our Mizuho and our Fire Flynt lady. So we can still get our extenders. So we're gonna do Hatsume. And then we're gonna special summon out a Legendary from my hand. Alright, so from here it's pretty much straightforward, just like our hand number 1. We're gonna go into Shogun with Isolde and Legendary, and then we're gonna get our Gateway, and then from there we're gonna do Kizan, and then all the plays are pretty much the same. So this hand, at first glance, you might think that it's not that great, and I wouldn't want to see this hand either, but so what are we gonna do? So first off, we know we're gonna play Rhoda. So we have some options with Rhoda. We could get Kageki, we could get Kizan, or we could get Legendary. So one of the problems with Kageki is that its effect could be negated. So I'll probably grab or gravitate towards Kizan or Legendary. Kizan's probably the easiest one to get. We do have a D.D.R in our hand too, so that's gonna incline me to use Hatsume's effect, even if it won't be special summoning out at Kizaru, because most of the time you're going to be doing Hatsume for Kizaru. So let's go ahead and we're going to go with Kizan, since its special summon ability can get a monster effect. Alright, play our Temple, play Hatsume, play Kizan, and then from here we're gonna go into Isolde, and it did benefit us that we drew a Bushido spell card. Alright, and then we're gonna grab Kageki. Even though we didn't special summon him yet, since we can no longer normal summon, then we're just gonna grab it. And then from here, we have a equipped spell card. We could go for red or blue, we could go for Fuma. I think at this point it won't matter because we're going to use that to go get our Battle Shogun regardless. Yes. So we're just going to do 3. The reason why I chose 3 is because I could get rid of these equipped spell cards from my deck. All right, so we're gonna do red, and then go into Battle Shogun. And then we're gonna do our gateway. And then from here is pretty much straightforward. We have 4 Bushido counters on Temple. If we didn't have another special summon card, then our hand would have bricked. But we ended up having a Temple here, so that we had our Bushido counters. So here we do gateway into a Kizan's, and then it's pretty much the same play again. Alright, so another new hand. What are we gonna do? So we'll smoke signal for Mizuho. We could smoke signal for Kageki. We have multiple plays. So we have 2 equipped spell cards, but this Moon Mirror we're gonna equip to one of our first 2 monsters, and then from there it's gonna be sent back into our deck so that we can still get our Hatsume if we wanted to. So if we go the Kageki route, our downfall is if they have Effect Velar and Permanence. If we go the Shinai and Mizuho route, and then our effects won't be negated. But assuming that our opponent doesn't have anything, we're gonna get Kageki, because Kageki and Kizaru is probably our best starting hand. And with our Kizaru, we're gonna grab Legendary, just like our the hand that we've already gone through in this video. So again, we're gonna smoke signal. We're gonna get Kageki, and then from here, just follow the prompt that we were gone through a while ago when we get Kageki and Kizaru. The only difference is that we have a monster reborn basically in our hand. So just to show you about the Moon Mirror, we're gonna special summon our Kizaru. We're gonna grab a legendary, and then we're gonna equip Moon Mirror to. It doesn't matter which monster we have, because when we go into our Isolde, we're gonna shuffle up the Moon Mirror back into our deck. And I know before in Primer 1 I said it doesn't matter where the Moon Mirror goes. It actually does matter, because if at this moment our soul gets Effect Velar and Permanence, you always want to put your Moon Mirror on the bottom. So we're gonna choose bottom, because like I said before, I said it doesn't matter, but if you go onto the top of the deck like this, and then our effect gets negated, next turn we're gonna draw it again, and we don't need it. So from here, we're gonna grab Hatsume. Alright, and then from here, it's pretty straightforward. We're gonna go into our Battle Shogun, and then we're gonna use our Hatsume to special summon out Kizaru by banishing the Kageki here, and the Kageki from our hand that we're going to discard to Shogun. And then we're going to Living Fossil, another 6 Samurai, and then from there we'll just go about our combos. Alright, so another hand. This is our most non-intuitive hand. We don't have a 6 Samurai that can special summon itself from the other one. We do have a Dojo. If we wanted to, we could go Dojo and then a Samurai, and then use Dojo to special summon out either Fuma or the Squire. We do have Durendal that could fetch out either Mizuho or Flynt Lady. And with Flynt Lady, we can special summon out the Mizuho with this effect. Call by the Grave can protect us from one hand trap. So let's go ahead and let's do the Flynt Lady. Yes, because that's the most upside, and we get to keep our Dojo. So we do Dojo. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter which one we summon first. We're gonna equip And then we're gonna use its effect to go get the Fire Flint Lady. Now, her effect can get Ash Blossomed. So if we get Ash Blossom here, then it's pretty much over. We could dojo for another monster card, but we won't have enough to go into our combo. So use her effect. Special summon out our Kizaru. And with Kizaru, we're gonna grab Legendary, since we only had one equipped spell card and we still have 3 in our deck. So Kizaru, we're gonna do Legendary. And then pretty much from here, it's our same combo. So this hand's just, like I said, it's not as intuitive as the other hands. It's not as straightforward, but this deck is pretty consistent in that it has lots of ways to getting to this point right here. So we're gonna do yes, and we're gonna get our Kageki out of our deck. And then from here, we're gonna special summon out Hatsume. And then we're gonna special summon our Legendary. And then from here, we're just gonna go into Battle Shogun with Legendary and Assault. Discard Kageki, get Gateway, and then from there it's pretty much the same. Alright, so this hand is possible, but we're gonna be using up our Crossout and our Nibiru. So with this hand, we have no more Nibiru protection. We won't have any protection at all, because at first glance we're like, we can't do anything, right? We have no monster that we could summon, we have no monster we could special summon, but we do have Crossout and D.D.R in our hand. So if we cross out, we could do, since we have Durendal in our hand, we could cross out for blue and then special summon the blue by discarding Nibiru. So that gets us one Bushido spell card, Bushido counter, and then go into Durendal and get red, Mizuho. And then from there, I think it's pretty much the same again, right? Yeah. So, like I said, this hand, not intuitive at all. It looks like a brick hand, but Crossout can exile something. If we had another equipped spell card here instead of this D.D.R, then this hand would brick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cross out our own blue. Yep, we want to banish that. Then we're gonna play our dojo, discarding the Nibiru, and then special summon the blue back, and use Durendal. And then now we're gonna go grab Mizuho. Yeah, so with this, we haven't even used our normal summon yet, so this is pretty much the same combo that we've gone through already. We're gonna go into Assault. Assault is gonna grab out Kageki, and then it's gonna special summon out, we went through what? 2 equipped spell cards, so we're probably gonna get Fuma, so that we can get one Bushido counter. Then with Fuma and Assault, we're gonna do Battle Shogun. Then Battle Shogun is gonna discard the Kageki that's in our hand to grab Gateway. They use Gateway and the 4 Bushido spell counters on Shien's dojo to special summon out Kizan. Yes, that's the line. So Assault. So for my hand that looked like we didn't have much, to the same play. So if this gets Ash Blossom right here, our turn just ends. Grab Kageki. We're gonna do 1, and we're gonna get our Fuma out of our deck. Then with these 2, we're gonna go into Battle Shogun. grab our gateway. Alright, so now we have gateway, and then we have our 4 Bushido counters here. So we can go to Kizan, and pretty much everything is going to be the same. So that concludes episode 3 of the 6 Samurai Primer. In the next episode, I want to discuss our matchups. I'll try to do gold and silver too, but mainly we want to focus in platinum. So platinum 5 to platinum 1, because in gold and silver you could pretty much play anything and get out of the rank. But in platinum 5 to 1 is where it matters, where people will start playing hand traps, and you need to try to play as tight as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next one.